What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for Life, and today I am wrestling with myself. This, guys, is the big one. I've been looking forward to this for quite a while. This is my WrestleMania projections and my card, how I would book WrestleMania if I was in charge. So, of course, WrestleMania is probably about 4 weeks out now. I decided to not use the card they have in place or take any of the matches they have in place. I wanted to do how WWE should book WrestleMania if I was booking it. So I made my own matches with my own winners and focusing on my own guys on the roster. I also used mostly all guys that are currently on the main roster and are healthy. I did use one set of call-ups from NXT, and I did use one guy who will not be currently at WrestleMania. But I used mostly a healthy roster that are currently only on the main roster. So here is how I think they should book WrestleMania, or how I'd book WrestleMania if I was in charge. The first match I would have I have my notes here. That's what I'm looking down at, just so you guys know. The first match I have is the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and I would have a couple guys get the focus here. I would have returning Damien Sandow in this match. He could return to his intellectual savior of the masses gimmick and get a huge pop. I think he could take out the Miz and throw a few other undercard guys out, like the Job Squad 2.0, so to speak. Social outcast. Sandow throws a couple guys over, gets himself back to being a main character. Luke Harper's going to be in this match. He's going to get over strong. He's going to eliminate Kane and the Big Show and possibly even Mark Henry. So Luke Harper gets over big here, becomes kind of one of the king of the giants sort of guys, takes out the old veterans, takes out Big Show and Kane, and gets Harper a big pop as well. This match comes down to the League of Nations and Neville. So it's the final five, or the 4 League of Nations guys, as well as Neville. And Neville's going to overcome the odds here. Neville is going to, one by one, kind of take these guys out, become the ultimate underdog, so to speak here. He's down 4-1, and he winds up taking them out. Neville actually wins this Battle Royal. This is the start of a big push for him. He's incredibly talented. He's popular. He can do amazing things in the ring. He deserves this push. Also, you're going to see Rusev and the League of Nations have some dissension here. You're going to see Rusev and Lana break away from the League of Nations and walk out on them at the end of this match, because I want to get Rusev back to being a dominant heel again. I want to get him on a winning streak once again, being back with Lana, being the Bulgarian Brute, back as the force heel that he was last year. So Neville wins, but Rusev gets a big push as well here. Tag team titles, I have the New Day against Enzo and Big Cass. You can make this a 4-way or 5-way tag team match. I'd much rather just see Enzo and Cass get the call up, like they may in the next couple of weeks, supposedly. This is going to be hated on by you guys, I think, but I have the New Day getting the win here by shenanigans. Xavier Woods cheats to get a pull of the tights roll up by Kofi Kingston on Enzo or something like that. Just because I only have 2 heels on my entire card winning on the entire night. Besides the New Day, only one other heel gets a win here. So I want to get some heels to get some wins. I want to get someone to retain some titles. And also, I want to have something big for the Raw the night after WrestleMania. So Enzo and Cass are going to lose kind of early in their careers here. I know it's kind of stinks, but the next day on Raw, they get the tag title rematch, and they'll win the tag team titles the next night on Raw. So there's something big for Raw for the Jersey Boys the next night, and this will be a good competitive match here as well. So the New Day retain the tag titles. For the U.S. title, I have Kalisto against a heel Chris Jericho. I think the Jericho Styles thing should be done by now. But I quite enjoy Jericho much more as a heel. His return to the company as a heel against Shawn Michaels was amazing. His matches against Mysterio for the IC belt a couple of years ago on SmackDown were super special, were amazing, and I think they could have the same quality matches here. I really want to focus on getting Kalisto over. I think he's the next Mysterio. He's high-flying, he's marketable, he's an underdog, fans like him. I think he's going to work well here against Jericho. Give these guys 15-20 minutes in the ring to have a classic U.S. title match. Kalisto retains and gets a major Mania win here. It doesn't hurt Jericho, but it gets Kalisto over with a big WrestleMania singles win, and also solidifies the U.S. title again with a big long match here in a high contested, high quality match. So Kalisto gets the win over a heel Jericho. For the Divas title, I have a one-on-one match, Charlotte against Sasha Banks, and I have Sasha getting the win here. I think Sasha goes over clean with the Banks statement. Give these ladies 12, 15 minutes in the ring. let the Divas get a chance to actually shine in this match and start an actual real revolution at WrestleMania. Sasha gets the win here. Next match, I have IC title versus career. Undertaker against Kevin Owens. I told you guys at the Fastlane video, Kevin Owens was going to make an announcement the night after Fastlane on Raw that was going to change the wrestling business. He comes out and says he's a prize fighter. He's already got the IC belt, so he needs a prize to fight for at WrestleMania. So he says he wants to fight somebody that's going to raise his Q and make him a bigger superstar. This is going to be KO Mania because Kevin Owens wants to take out the guy who is synonymous with WrestleMania, who's one of the biggest Mania draws in the world. He wants a high-profile chance to make a statement at KO Mania, and that statement is against Undertaker. But if he's going to put his IC belt on the line against a guy like Taker, who's not around for most of the year, he wants major stakes. Kevin Owens wants to make the wrestling world his by facing Taker for his career. So it's Kevin Owens' IC belt against Taker's career, and that's one of the big major matches heading into Mania. They will wrestle here, and Kevin Owens gets the win. Undertaker is old school. He believes in losing on the way out the door. If he's going to retire, which we all think he is after WrestleMania, he likes putting other guys over and stepping aside for new talent. Kevin Owens is just that guy. Kevin Owens gets the win here against Undertaker. Whether it's clean or dirty, I'd rather see a clean win, but either way, this makes Kevin Owens for life. Owens being the one to beat Taker at WrestleMania, one of just 2 people to ever do that, and to retire Taker, to say he's the one that retired the legend at WrestleMania. That makes Kevin Owens a main event heel for the rest of his career, automatically. The next match will be Brock Lesnar against Bray Wyatt, which they have, it started to build at Royal Rumble with the Wyatt family and Brock, but it didn't last. They decided to go with Lesnar and Ambrose, which is cool, but I'm still going to stick with Brock and Bray Wyatt. And I actually have Bray Wyatt get the win here. I set this up at the Fastlane show with Bray costing Brock the title, and I would stick to this here. I would keep this. I would keep that feud going, and I would have Bray actually pin Brock clean. For the last 2 years, Bray's gotten built really heavily going into WrestleMania, and then he's lost 2 big matches. He lost 2 years ago to John Cena, and then he lost last year to Undertaker. So he needs a big statement win, and being the one to finally beat the Beast and be the first guy to pin Brock Lesnar, since his comeback, basically, since the Undertaker stuff started, no one has pinned or made vulnerable Brock Lesnar. And if Bray's the one to do that, that's the big signature win he needs at WrestleMania to be another top heel. So now you've made Kevin Owens and Bray Wyatt major top heels here. Then I have AJ Styles versus John Cena. Now, I know Cena's not going to wrestle at this year's WrestleMania, but when I created this card, I did not know. Pardon me. Let me check my time here. Okay, we're good. Back then, we did not know that Cena wasn't going to wrestle when I did this card. So I have Styles come out on Raw, Cena comes out on Raw the next night after Fastlane and says that he wants to continue what he's been doing and face a major star at WrestleMania. He wants to face new blood that's going to push him into the next generation because Cena always wants to evolve and challenge himself. And that means taking on the biggest signing the WWE has seen in a long time. That is AJ Styles. So Cena calls out Styles out of respect and asks for a WrestleMania match. This right away puts Styles in the stratosphere, being called out by the biggest name in the company. So Styles is instantly made. I have Styles win here. I don't think a WrestleMania loss hurts Cena at all. Obviously, have these two go out for 20-25 minutes and to tear the house down. I think this, again, makes Styles a top face for years to come. Pinning Cena at WrestleMania doesn't hurt Cena, but it majorly helps Styles. The two shake hands afterwards, and everything is good. The main event for the world title is a triple threat. I know you guys don't like triple threats at WrestleMania. I don't really like them either, but I felt like Dean Ambrose deserved the spot here along with Triple H and Reigns. They already set up Triple H and Reigns, and I had the goofy finish last month at my Fastlane video, so I think Reigns versus Ambrose versus Triple H is the main event here. I know that triple threats are a little wonky, but all three guys can go. There's a good built-in story of friends and enemies here. Dean